Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, it's so lovely to meet you in person, and I love that your hair matches the background of that swimming pool in your music video. It was just, the color scheme is on point. Dominique, let's start with this new song, Best Friend. It really is kind of a love letter to yourself, but also stays on theme with how you really want to address mental health, and especially, you know, it's personal for you too.
It is. So I think we often want to be feminists and humanists, and we want to do all of these things, but we really can't do any of that unless we love ourselves first. And I think Best Friend is that song that I wrote at a point where I really needed to find who I was again. And finding who I was redefining what relationships meant. It wasn't giving to everyone else first. It was really authentically loving myself and then being able to love so much more. And it's just built into this incredible community, you know, of women online who are getting together and saying, hey, we don't need to heal by ourselves anymore. We can heal in sisterhood. We can heal collectively. And we can actually talk about things like inner child healing, therapy, and we can normalize that. So I think Best Friend is like a culmination of therapy, of feel-good pop soul music, and of a message that we all need as adults, that we need to become our own best friends.
Yeah, because every day for so many people, there is that negative self-talk, that loop, that ego that kind of makes us second guess ourselves or makes us fearful of things we want to try, like being creative, for example. Speaking of creativity, we first met you on CP24 Breakfast when you released your song, Till We See the Sun, during the pandemic, and you shot it through Toronto. You're kind of in this moving cart and, you know, people waving at you on the streets. Talk about how that song has really changed your life and has brought forward the Imagine Summit, which we'll be seeing part 2 of shortly.
Well, first of all, it's really full circle because a lot of people don't know that when the pandemic hit, within 24 hours, I lost all of my revenue sources. That was touring, that was everything. And I grew up as a kid that was creative, but also had what I now know as high-functioning anxiety, but I didn't have wellness spaces. And so I wrote Till We See the Sun at the height of that anxiety, performed it, and within another 24 hours, it went viral. You know, you supported it, and it meant that I was able to actually fulfill a promise made to my mom, which was if she supported my career as an artist, I had to make impact off and on stage. So I actually reinvested the revenue from the song into a social enterprise, which is my company, Grant Creativity, Inc., and we now reinvest funds from music into initiatives that blend the arts, entertainment, and neuroscience to really teach artists, creatives, founders, folks who are traditionally not in wellness spaces, how to reprogram that fear, how to reprogram that trauma and anxiety that actually creates blocks that impact their success. I think my dream is to create spaces where everyone can sit and they can imagine beyond the political climate, imagine beyond the limitations that we've been taught to fear, and also see the fear and do it anyway. And so the Imagine Summit is that culmination. We curate an audience of about 750 creatives with industry leaders that come together, and we say, how do we actually imagine what we want? And instead of just talking about mental health, how do we teach the tools that help you move through the day-to-day blocks that get in the way of you actually taking action on your dreams?
For sure, and some of those actions are when it comes to finances, which was part 1 that was already held. I'm sure that went really well, and part 2 is coming up. So tell us about this event taking place at the Yorkdale Mall Cineplex Cinemas. I know social media is one of the big topics as well. This idea that, oh, you need to have 1 million followers or post things every day in order to be successful as an artist these days.
And that's it. Digital wellness is really bringing together meaningful conversations about our mental health, but we're operating in digital spaces where algorithms are dictating what we see. And so we brought together, every year we bring together creative leaders. We have Julie Black, we have Amanda Dornberg, we had Evan Carmichael, who's also like a leader online. And then we have an incredible lineup of artists and creatives who are coming together in order to actually talk about wellness, but to talk about how digital wellness impacts our mind, our money, and our mindset.
Yeah, it's a big topic these days and something that is we can't escape. So I'm so glad you're addressing it and giving back to your community. Dominique Grant, such a pleasure to meet you. Check out her new song, Best Friend, out now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day and good luck with the summit.
Thank you.